was Halloween night, 1996, when a 10-year-old child, oppressed named Cain, the killer clown, decapitated his foster parents before taking the lives of 3 more. Today, that murderer resides inside these walls of Morton Down Psychiatric Hospital.
Hi, I'm Sophia Jessica, and this is Angel, and welcome to the fan carpet.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, Meg. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, doing well, thanks. Thank you for joining me.
No, thank you for having me.
Yeah, awesome. And I'm glad I met you briefly the other week, so that was cool.
Yeah, sorry it was so brief.
That's all right.
I'm gonna turn my phone onto airplane mode because people are texting me.
Yeah. In-demand actress, definitely. Yeah.
No, it's actually boring work stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, you work in theatre, so it can't be that boring.
No, I want to work in theatre, but my muggle job is not. My muggle
Okay.
job is not theatre.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Okay. Fair enough. So if we go back to the beginning, was there a defining moment for you to get into the industry?
Actually, yeah, when I was 10. I remember it very do you mean like the industry as in like wanting to be an actress?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what it was that originally made you want to say, yeah, I want to do this as a career. Or this is interesting to me.
Yeah, well, I had like a proper moment of so I was 10 years old and I was in year 6 and we got asked for homework to write a monologue. And I'd never written a monologue. I didn't even know what acting was really and basically had to write a monologue and then perform it in front of the class. And I wrote this stupid monologue about like a farmer being stuck in a lift, and I performed it in front of the class. I got up, and within like the first 2 sentences, I literally felt like this thing of like, ah. I know that sounds so cringe, but
That's awesome.
I had like a moment of like, you're gonna do this forever. So literally from the age of 10, I've never wanted to do anything else ever
Awesome.
since. Yeah, I'm
Nice.
just
Excellent.
stuck with it.
Excellent. So what can you tell us about Helloween and what it was that made you want to tell this story? And specifically, what was it about Alice that spoke to you as a performer?
So Helloween was the first film I've ever done. So the whole thing was kind of like scary and overwhelming, and like, was the first time I sort of read a script and was like, oh God, this is me. Like, I'm gonna be playing Alice. And I remember reading the script in my bed for the first time, like reading the whole thing through, like once I got the part, and I was reading it from start to finish, and I just couldn't stop reading. I read the whole thing within like 40 minutes. Like, it was incredible. And I think straight away I was like, everyone can relate to Alice because there's always like a little bit of like naughtiness in everyone. And I think especially because it was like my first role, I was like, okay, this is exciting. She is a bit naughty, and she's the naughty like teenage, not teenage, but yeah, she's the nightmare child, as she's quoted to be quite a lot. And I don't know, that just really excited me to be able to play someone that had a bit of a dark side to them. It was exciting, yeah.
Awesome. Excellent. And then working with like Jeanine and Rowan and Jonathan behind the scenes, that's got to have been incredible for your first feature.
Oh my God, it was a dream. I obviously was a bit like apprehensive when I first, walked onto set. But the first shoot we did, we went to this house, and it was like this beautiful house, and we were doing night shoots, so it was like 6 o'clock or something. Um, and I got there and I was really scared, but like Phil was like really was just incredible. Like, his energy was amazing. The energy of being on the set was so amazing. It felt really safe and it felt fun to just play. And then the first scene I did was the scene with me eating the cereal, and it was just like Jeanine was amazing. She was like so comforting. She felt like my mum on and off, like on like when the camera was on, like and camera was off. She was so comforting, and like we were like dancing and like in between shots and stuff. Because also like the timing was really weird. It was like 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
was going a bit loopy anyway. So you just find yourself like we would like doing like salsa dancing at some bits, like whilst we're getting like blood painted on us.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was incredible. I actually hadn't worked with Ronan at all, really. I only saw a few of his scenes because he wasn't really. I think for the first night he wasn't there, so I only saw him on the second night, and I was just like, okay, the standard has been lifted. He's fucking incredible.
He is. He is.
Yeah, and he's
Uh,
just so nice to work with, so nice and fun to work with as well.
yeah, he is absolutely. What does it mean for you to be a storyteller and tell stories in this way?
That's a really good question. I feel really lucky to be able to tell stories this way. I think with how the world is at the moment and how everything's changing, this is like the only industry I think right now that feels like it's just gonna go on forever. Like AI is coming into like everyone's everyday life, and like I know that like in normal jobs that's starting to creep in quite quickly. I
Hmm.
think more quickly than like everyone was kind of thinking. I don't know, maybe that's just me being a bit naive. um but I just think no matter what happens, theatre's never going to die. I don't think film and TV is ever going to die, because I know there's like it might change, sure, but people still want authentic stories made by people for people. It's
Mm.
very human, and it feels very authentic, and I feel lucky to be able to like to be a part of an industry that I don't think is ever really going to be replaced. It can be replaced in other forms, sure, but I don't think the art of like actually standing on a stage and telling a story, a real story, will ever die. And that feels that feels pretty cool.
Yeah, that's yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know there's that AI actress at the moment. Was it
Yeah.
Tilly Norwood? Like there's that at the moment, but yeah, I mean, there's still like an uncanny valley to it, and um,
Yeah, when I
there's
saw that, I was just like, of course, we've obviously, and it has, we've instantly now replaced female actors. And I was like, that was the first, I was just like, really, come on, like, um, but it was quite nice to see that everyone hated it. Everyone was very
mm,
against it. So, um, maybe it will happen. I don't know, but maybe it will happen as its own kind of art and its own kind of form. But I don't think I could be wrong, but I don't think film and TV is going to really go anywhere anytime soon.
no, I don't think so because you can't capture like an AI can't capture the heart and the spirit of the written piece because
Yeah,
obviously
exactly.
it's being written by somebody um that's either gone through it or is it something that they have cooked up in their head, like, so
Mm, yeah,
it means something to them. An algorithm can't feel.
exactly. And also, they're just playing off human emotion anyway,
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
you can't give an Oscar to someone that's just um doing what someone's programmed them to do.
Yeah, no,
But we'll
no.
see. We never know. It all could go it all could go crazy.
Yeah, well, here's hoping it doesn't.
Yeah.
So do you have any memories from filming Halloween that stand out to you, something you won't forget?
Um, yeah, I mean loads, to be honest. Okay, the one that I do think quite fondly of. Um, I had just started my new job, like, because London's expensive. I have to
Hmm.
have a job, right?
Yeah.
I'd literally just got the job. And I think 3 days into my new job, I booked Halloween. So I obviously was given the shoot dates, and we did night shoots, and it was the last day to like get done. So we were filming, I think something silly like 12 pages in like one shoot or something, maybe more. And it got to like we were filming from about 4 o'clock to like 6 a.m. And I was supposed to be starting work at 7 a.m.
Right.
And
Okay.
it got to like 6:15 a.m. in the morning, and I was still covered in clown makeup. And then we just done like the whole dramatic like last few scenes. And I remember being like, I'm not going to go to work. Like, so I had to send I messaged my boss, my new boss, and I was like, hey, just so you know, like I'm not going to be coming into work, like we're still filming. And she was like, oh, okay. And she wasn't annoyed, but and I was like, I felt like she thought I was lying, so I literally had to send her a photo of me like this, like covered in like clown makeup.
Right.
Like it was all like I had like blood on my face, and I was like so I do think that's quite funny. So
Yeah.
then getting the tube back after we finished filming was really like surreal, because it was like 7, like 7:45, and I didn't have we like they literally like took the makeup off me with like just some wipes, and then like me and Phil walked to the tube station, and I got the tube, and people are obviously on their way to their 9 to 5s, and I had blood on literally had blood. I didn't get changed. I had like blood on my jeans, rips. My hair had like fake blood in it, and I was just sat on the tube, and like no one said anything. Like so London, not one person was like, "Are you okay?" Um, and that was really funny. And
Yeah.
then I just grabbed a McDonald's and went to sleep.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'd say another really fun moment, which I think about often, was the first day of filming. Um, we was the scene where I was in the kitchen eating the bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
And I remember Phil behind camera. So I'm basically like shoving my face with this cereal, right? And I'm basically trying to piss off my mum. And I've used up all the milk, and Phil Phil behind camera just kept being like, more, eat more, like I want it dribbling down your chin. And I was like, okay, like shoving all this cereal into my mouth. And it was so sweet. I can't what's the name of the cereal? The really sweet cereal.
Oh,
Like American.
Cheerios or
No, like they're like different colors, like blue and like
what, Lucky Charms?
Lucky Charms. That's it, Lucky Charms. And I'd never had Lucky Charms before, and they were so sugary. And I was just there, and Phil was like, "More milk, like shove it in your mouth." And I was like there was just milk everywhere. It was so fun. Um,
Right. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, that's the beauty of independent shoots, isn't it? Like everyone's just there to get the best out of it, and even
yeah.
if it is just like shoving a load of cereal in your mouth, at least it was something that you enjoyed eating.
Well, yeah. Thank God I actually liked the cereal. Like,
Yeah.
imagine I can't imagine having to do that with something that, yeah, I didn't like eating.
Mm, yeah. Yeah. So, what does the future hold for Helloween? And do you feel that there's more story to tell within the world that you've helped craft?
Um, Yeah, I think so. I mean, I was chatting to Phil quite recently, and he told me something which made me laugh. He said, "No one ever dies in a horror film." And I was like, Phil. Um, so I think we've now created, well, Phil's created such a incredible world that can open up to this reign of like a bit. I get like the like a feel of like the Joker. Like I feel like we can step into a world that like where Kane starts to take over a bit, and like he, he's got quite a big power behind him. And I think in 2016, and maybe even more so now, there's such like a feeling of like in the streets it's all sort of bubbling a bit, like everyone's a little bit on edge, like
Hmm.
like the world's not in the best state right now. And I think, the film could really like lean into that and play into that. And I think everyone loves a villain, right? Everyone loves a villain. But also, is he, well, obviously he is crazy, but you sort of, some of the you can justify, and you can see where he's not like complete, well, he is completely crazy, but I think there is definitely room to create his like more of like his world, like Kane's world, and um the reign of fear, and where that's going to lead to.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. So are there any other aspects of the industry that you'd like to pursue, or do you feel that you've hit your stride now as a performer?
I mean, I love learning. I love being able to perfect my craft. So, I would just say yes to anything at this point. I mean, I've been really lucky and I've done some really cool stuff. Like I've done like mocap and I filmed a video game which sadly actually never got released, but I filmed that in Germany when I first came out of drama school and I loved that. That was so fun. And then now I've done film and like theatre, and I'm starting to do like, writing, and so I think for me, whatever comes my way, I'll probably give it a go. But I think for sure, definitely film, and I haven't done TV yet, so TV is probably the next thing to tick off my list.
Okay,
Um, yeah.
cool. Yeah. A nice long run in a TV show, something that you can live with the character for a long period of time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like the longest I only felt like I really found Alice. I don't even know if I really probably have found her yet because we had such a small amount of time to film, and for me she came alive on set. Um and with theatre, you've got however long of rehearsals to be able to find your character. So for TV, I'm sure I can't even imagine how that would feel, especially if you do quite a few seasons of something. I'd love to be able to just like then you can actually see how they start to become like people and they
Mm,
have their faults and develop, and that's exciting, yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Um, cool. Do you have a dream role or a dream genre that you'd like to tackle?
Ooh, I mean, I think for me, I've always just wanted to play Lady Macbeth. um I grew up in that I did like local I joined a local Shakespeare company from like year nine. So I kind of grew up with Shakespeare, and
Hmm.
she's just one of my favorite female characters, and I think it's always just fun to play someone that turns eventually a little bit crazy, and I'd absolutely adore to play that role. And then in terms of like something on screen, I think I'd love to stick myself into like a drama, like a TV drama. Um, and I don't know, like dream roles are always so difficult, I think, because I'm still at such an exciting part in my career. Like I'm literally just beginning. So
Hmm.
whenever I get scripts through and I read them, I'm like, yeah, like I can really see myself playing this. So I think right now I'm like just very fortunate. Like, and I read a script and I'm like, yeah, I actually see myself playing her. And but yeah, Lady Macbeth's definitely one of my top. I will play her at one point. I don't know when,
Awesome.
but maybe
Awesome.
when I'm
Yeah.
a bit older. But yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. She's got some great one-liners as well, like out damn spot and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, I mean, that whole scene is just like when she's looking at her hands, like there's just I think it's so visceral, the role, like the language is so visceral, and like I love being able to just play, and
mm,
each night how that could just develop into something, who knows? Yeah,
yeah.
that really excites me. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Great character.
Mm.
Very misunderstood, I feel.
Oh, yeah, completely.
Mm,
Um, and she's the powerhouse behind the whole thing,
yeah.
And that's what excites me. She's actually the reason why he does what he does, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. But great character. But Shakespeare knew how to write characters, and especially female characters, I feel.
for sure. I think, you read his work and everyone feels very rounded, and um I wish there was more.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. You do a lot of work in theatre. How has that journey been for you, and do you find it different from acting in films?
Oh, completely. Like they're two different skill sets. One thing I think I really learned on the set of Helloween was in theatre you can, you know, everything you're making up the rules, you're making up the boundaries. So in terms of like, you know, you have to imagine like this is someone's kitchen and you're gonna, that's the way out, and then through that door is the garden, and then beyond that is like, you know, the countryside. Whereas like in film, one thing I really was like, this is cool, and I think really helps you just be present as an actor. I'm not saying film's easier, but it certainly helps, is the fact you have the physical thing there. Like, so when we were like running in and out of the cars, I remember being like, oh my God, like I'm in a car. I don't have to imagine the car. I don't have to imagine the steering wheel where we're parked. Like we're just in a car, and that really helps to just be so present as your character. Whereas in theatre, you have like you're thinking about a billion other things, and you know, like, can the guy at the back who's paid £5 to stand hear what I'm saying? And but also I have to imagine that this chair's here and like it's old, and maybe like I sit more crooked. Like it's there's so you have to think about every small kind of detail. Um, so they're definitely different skill sets for sure. But and I liked being able to figure out on the set of Helloween that um it's quite fun just to like grab a hammer and actually feel the hammer, you know, rather than like in theatre having to imagine everything and imagine how hot the coffee is. But that's the beauty in it. And
Yeah.
I do love them both. Maybe I think I have a, I mean, theatre's just, as we were saying before, like theatre's not going anywhere.
Hmm.
And it's been going on for forever. So
Yeah.
there's something quite magical in that, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. The last few theatre shows I saw Pretty Woman, I saw
Mhm.
Cabaret, and I saw The Lion King. I think those were the last three that I saw. Um, um, yeah, and they're just all incredible. If you haven't seen The Lion King in theatre, I would. It's incredible.
I actually saw it with one of my schools, like when I was like in GCSEs, and I still think about it now.
Mm,
I watched it in Bristol, in the Bristol Hippodrome, and it was insane. I think productions like that, when the budget is that high, like the whole way through, you're just like, oh, like it's a
mm.
whole spectacle of illusions, and yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. The puppetry is incredible. The
Mm.
quick change between adults, sorry, between young Simba and adult Simba is seamless. You don't even notice it. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, yeah,
it's just incredible. So yeah. Um, I also watched Frozen, the theatrical version, like musical version of it on
yeah.
Disney Plus, because it was filmed and they put it up there. That's incredible too, and the way that she does the quick change in while she's singing a song is incredible. They
You
did
know
a
what? I
tra
might have to watch that. I didn't know it was on Disney Plus, but
Yeah,
I actually watched Frozen on Sunday, so
okay.
I might have to.
Yeah, there's the scene where she's singing "Let It Go" and she changes her outfit, and
What?
it's so seamless on the musical.
Like while she's singing?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no, I'm definitely
seamless.
gonna have to watch that.
It is seamless. Yeah, yeah, and I had to look up how they did it. I won't say how they did it, but
No, no,
I'll
no. Yeah,
but
leave it.
I had to look up how they did it, and it was quite impressive. So
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to watch it now. Especially as I watched it Sunday. That's quite weird. I'll have to
yeah.
watch
Cool. Excellent. So who inspires you in the industry?
it. I mean, I think just off the cuff, like Florence Pugh for me. I think she's just shown how to fucking do it, you know? Like
Absolutely.
she just there's no shit. She's straight in. Everything I've seen her do is just phenomenal and real, and she's just the way that she moves her face sometimes I'm like, oh, and you know, there's some interviews she's done where she's just saying that she learned her lines the night before, and that could never be me. Or
Mm,
you know, maybe the more experience I get, then yeah, maybe. But and I think that, you know, sometimes that can often show in her work because she just listens, you know.
Mm.
And I think to have the skill to be able to just look at your co-star and just listen to every single word they say. And yeah, I think she's absolutely phenomenal in
She
everything.
is. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. And there's a Lady Macbeth connection there as well.
exactly. Yeah.
Also, she did her own stunt in Thunderbolts. Have you seen her like drop off of that building?
Insane, like actually insane. And I was just like, I would love, like, I don't know how, yeah, I don't know how she did it. Like,
Yeah.
she's just phenomenal. And um, she's opened a lot of of doors, I think, for like a possibility for what people can do. Um, so she's definitely someone that I look up to, and in terms of career as well. Um, and then yeah, in terms of everyone else that people that inspire me, I don't know, I get a lot of inspiration from um people that with in my and in like in terms of like my kind of, I know they're not like, you know, my kind of friends and my like, just because I think right now where I'm at in like my career, it's nice to be around people that are also like just all just trying to break in.
Hmm.
So we all kind of like feed off each other. So that's just very inspiring to watch. Like some of my friends are just doing incredible stuff at the moment. So it's nice to just to get I'm like kind of absorbing people that are around me at the moment rather than looking at someone that's, you know, already made it in a sense. I
Yeah.
quite like doing that.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, and having Phil as your first director, that can't be a bad thing. I mean,
He
he's one of the
was,
best.
yeah, the one thing about Phil that I think I'm gonna struggle to find again in other directors is I've never met someone who like genuinely loves film with every bone in his body. He is so passionate and so incredible, and I loved working with him because like as someone who like, you know, is going to hopefully be in this industry till the day I die, working with other people that are as equally as passionate and ambitious and like and love it as much as you. I mean, you can't beat that feeling. And Phil dedicated like literally years of his life into this movie, and it shows. And you can't replicate that. And
Mm,
yeah, he's been yeah, he's going to be someone hopefully I stay in contact with for a really long time.
awesome. Yeah, he was he won't remember this, but he was actually one of my first premieres that I did.
Really?
Hmm. Yeah, one of the first premieres I did was Lesbian Vampire Killers. So,
Wow.
yeah, down in the, I believe it was at the View, or no, was it the View? I think it was the View in Leicester Square.
Yeah.
Like back
And you were
then.
there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
I
insane.
was filming.
That's so full circle. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it's awesome.
Um, but yeah, he like I've just never met anyone like with a genuine love for the art, and I think that I just love it. And like people will always love things that people love, you know,
Mm,
and that working with him was, yeah, just he made me love it 20 times more. And you forget all the shit, and you forget that you're tired, and you forget that you haven't eaten proper food in like however long, and you just because you just love it.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
but an
great.
abundance of cereal.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. A lot of syrup, a lot
Uh,
of sugar.
yeah. So with the popularity of streaming services, what do you think the future of cinema is?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it scares me if I'm going to be if I'm honest. I often think about it. I think now I kind of wish I was like born 25 years ago, maybe a bit before that, because a movie would come out and like it would be like one in, you know, however many like month, like one in like, you know, now that they're made all the time,
Mm,
that one movie would come out and everyone would go watch it and be in the cinema and everyone would talk about it, and then you'd have press and like there was such a love for it and people were anticipating it. And now there's just you click onto like Netflix and there's just like billions of films, and you're like, and I don't know, I feel like everything's become oversaturated, and then there's too much choice, and I think it means that artists are having to make decisions for popularity rather than like the love of something, and like I definitely think we're in a bit of a strange place in the industry, even in terms of auditions, it all being on self-tape because the casting directors can, see more people. And I mean, that's obviously incredible, but I just think it's taken away the love and the human connection of it all.
Mm.
Um, I really wish that auditions were in person more often. And I know that
Yeah.
myself and my friendship group wish that, yeah, I feel like everything's become a lot more clinical.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was a casualty of the pandemic. Everything going on self-tape rather than being in person.
Yeah, I mean, and of course, like I think it's amazing that everyone gets a chance and that everyone can be seen, and they're seeing, loads more people than they were before and previously. But I just do think it has taken away a human connection that is missing, and I think that's felt, and that's then been elevated through all these streaming services as well.
Yeah.
So it's rare. Yeah, I hope, I don't know. I don't really know where it's gonna go or how it's gonna change, but at least more things are being made.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it opens up some more doors for you as a young actress, being that
Oh,
there's more places for it to go.
yeah, for sure. I mean, Helloween's already on like 3, I think,
Mm-hmm.
which is insane, which is so cool.
Yeah.
I like screenshotted my IMDb when it came up and on like like came like available on Amazon. It was like Halloween is now available to watch on Amazon. I was like, screenshot. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Awesome.
But yeah.
Awesome. So what are you working on next that you can tell us about?
So at the moment, I'm kind of more like my writing at the moment. So I finished a play that I wrote. We finished that in August. We did a couple of runs at that in some theatres in London. And yeah, now that did quite well. But we're just waiting to see where else that could go. Um, so yeah, right now, because in the industry, I've had a couple of auditions, you know how it goes. I'm just
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, I'm working on some like more writing projects rather than waiting for the phone to ring.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. If the parts aren't coming to you, write them yourself
Yeah,
and do
no,
it
for sure.
yourself.
Like
Yeah.
it's definitely the way in. Like, and the more people that I'm talking to, that everyone's like dabbling in writing at the moment. And I
Mm-hmm.
love writing. Like, yeah, I was saying to someone the other day, it's so indulgent. Like, you don't have to worry about anyone. You can just sit and write and take as long as you need. You can have like 5 coffees and get a page of script done, and it could be really shit, but no, like it's yours, and like
Yeah.
no one cares. Yeah, I love writing. It's really, yeah, it's fun.
Absolutely, and if it's a role, and you can write a role that you want to play.
Yeah, I don't have to wait for anything to come through. I don't have to wait for the role of my dreams to come through. I mean, I'm not gonna go writing a Lady Macbeth, but
No, she already
Um,
exists.
uh, yeah, you can go crazy with it, which is fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So where can we find you online to keep up with everything you're doing?
So my Instagram, Megan Marszal, that's kind of me, and then I have an IMDb. In terms of like my more like creative stuff, like my plays, and that's on my other account called Double M Productions. Double M like Megan
Yeah,
Marszal.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of
Yeah,
where
because Eminem was taken.
Eminem was taken. So annoying. Yeah, but Double M Productions is quite cool. So
Yeah,
I went with
no, it
that.
is.
So that's where I've got kind of like updates with my plays and how they're getting on. And I've got a couple of things that I'm working on at the moment, which hopefully will go somewhere. We'll see.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, awesome. Well, this has been incredible to speak to you.
No, thank you
Stay
so much
keep
for
it.
taking the time to speak to
No
me. Like
worries. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, keep in touch, and yeah, let us know about your theatre stuff, because we've got a section on our website called Theatre Spotlight, and I love theatre, so like watching it and reviewing it. I love theatre, live theatre.
Absolutely, and I think the stuff that I'm writing at the moment is only like fringe theatre, but
That's
I
okay.
think
We do fringe.
that's the way forward. Personally,
Yeah.
I think fringe is...
Yeah, we cover Edinburgh Fringe as much as we can. I've never actually been up there during the Fringe. I've been to Edinburgh, but I've not been during the Fringe. But yeah, we do interviews and things, and one of my favorite interviews was with Hannah. She was in Wicks. She played one of the fairies. I can't pronounce her surname.
I don't know.
But that was one of my favorite interviews. I interviewed Tom Lenk for a theatre show that he'd done up in Edinburgh as well. So yeah, we do a lot of stuff with the Fringe. Yeah,
great. Yeah, I think all fringe theatres and fringe theatre in any aspect is amazing. I love it, and it's how people get noticed, I think.
Absolutely. Well, you look after yourself and have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. You too. Nice speaking
to
you. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. Please follow us on Facebook, X, and Instagram for more content. Bye for now.
Hurry! Let the games begin.
You show what you can do. I hear a siren. Maybe you were wrong about me. I'm dangerous and still. Why don't you give me a sign like the sea? It's not your problem, it's mine. Everybody thinks that I'm okay. Sometimes I think I am too. I'm on the outside looking in. I'm waiting for the shockwaves to begin. Oh, won't you let me hold you for one time? Just a rainy day in a London cafe. A London cafe. So give me one last serenade. Say to me, or swear at me till the night turns into day. And it was a shame when daylight faded, because we didn't notice at all.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.